and Jordan. All of the other countries and all of the other groups ringing the Islamic State have higher priorities right now. It doesn't mean they don't want to see the Islamic State go away, but they want other things much more. And until they want it as much as we do, the Islamic State persists.
Talk about the Doomsday Vision that you write about in your book and how it's actually bearing out in day-to-day living across the region.
So in Islamic prophecies of the end times, Iraq and Syria figure very large. That's where the final battles with the infidels are supposed to take place. The Islamic State is using this material to recruit foreign fighters, and they're using it to great effect. Tens of thousands of foreigners have traveled to join the Islamic State because they believe they're rebuilding God's kingdom on earth, and they're building up for a final confrontation with the infidels.
Mike? How much of the factor of recruitment, ISIS is really recruiting worldwide across the web, the lure of ISIS, how much of it is geared to the fact that they are so brutally violent as opposed to Al-Qaeda, also violent, but not quite as brutal or as public as ISIS?
That's right. This was a big split between Al-Qaeda Central and the Islamic State. Al-Qaeda Central wanted to emphasize a hearts and minds campaign among Muslims to win over a broad swath of the population to gather them behind their vision. The Islamic State went the exact opposite. They are going for a very tiny sliver of the population that they want to mobilize, and one way they mobilize them is by using extreme acts of violence. Anyone who's into that sort of thing, they want them to come and join the Islamic State and further its project.
And for all practical purposes, home base for ISIS, would you agree now, is Syria?
That's right. That is its heartland. If it loses Syria, it will have much more difficulty in Iraq.
Would you agree with the assessment made by many that Syria is, for all practical purposes, now a failed state, no longer exists?
That's right. And now we're beginning to see the end game. Russia has gone in. They're trying to shore up Assad in the country's west. Other parts are being hived off. We are definitely seeing the end game in Syria.
So what can the